What's going on YouTube? So the Lexus ES launched with the brand in 1989 and has been one of the most important Lexus models ever since then. However, even core models nowadays have to evolve to survive, and this is the all-new 2026 Lexus ES. In all its 36 years of production, this might just be the most radical redesign it has ever undergone. So let's go ahead and take a first look. So kicking things off here with the exterior design. Obviously, as you can tell, just as soon as you walk up to this vehicle, it is a really big departure from the current generation of the ES and really all the ESs before it. Now, and that's not just in terms of design, but this is also Lexus's first product which is designed on a multi-powertrain platform. Basically, this can accommodate both electric and hybrid powertrains, and that does actually impact your overall design. So what we're looking at right here is the 550e. This is our top electric product, and you'll notice that because of that, really we have a mostly sealed off grille here. It's just going to be completely flat. The hybrid model will actually get a little bit of an upper fascia as well for additional cooling purposes. But the overall design is going to really evolve the Lexus brand. It's actually based upon the concept you see back there, kind of the latest Lexus design evolution. Now, in terms of our lighting, you will see some signature Lexus elements, such as the Arrowhead daytime running light going through there. Of course, kind of in a separated housing, we have a projector LED light, and we also have a cornering lamp down there at the bottom. Now, as far as our wheels are concerned, you're going to have various options from 19 inches to 21 inches. This top 500e model is going to get the 21-inch alloy, as you can see here. Really unique design to this. It is having some like aero cover inserts here, which obviously are going to be able to increase that range overall. By the way, the vehicle itself here is finished in Lexus's signature copper crest color, which is super distinct looking. And in terms of our mirrors, I'd expect to see all the signature features that you'd expect from the Lexus brand to be standard on all models, including auto dimming, blind spot monitoring, and power folding.
Now, at the side of the Lexus ES, you will see that this is actually a really large sedan. As a matter of fact, it's 202.3 inches in length, which means that's about 10 inches larger than a Toyota Camry for reference. This is a big sedan, that is for sure, and it's no longer going to share any platform or anything with the Toyota Camry, by the way, and it is riding on an architecture that accommodates for both battery electric and hybrid components. So because of that, you will notice it has a little bit of a higher ride height than your average sedan. Now, as far as the roof, you do have kind of a blacked out look up here in the front, and then as we head around to the rear, you'll find a very nice sweeping look to the rear. The rear itself, once again, is going to be inspired by that new concept vehicle, so it's a very unique look for the Lexus brand. And as far as some of the individual design touches, you will find kind of a blacked out piece below the window itself. No spoiler or anything like that. However, we have these really cool taillights. As you can see, every single element in this taillight unit is going to be a full LED setup. And you also have Lexus branding inside that is going to be illuminated, so you'll be able to see that at nighttime. Now, as far as some of the branding, you'll find our 500e all-wheel drive branding. And then down here at the very bottom, of course, this is an electric vehicle, so you do not have exposed exhaust outlets. And let's talk safety systems as well. You know the Lexus brand doesn't mess around, and this new ES is going to have their latest safety suite. It's actually going to be 4.0, which is, of course, all of your active safety features, and while Lexus has not released official details on what their 4.0 system suite will include, I do expect it to be very advanced and standard on all models. But guys, the interior is perhaps even more radical than the outside. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from sound level readings to cargo measurements, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. Now, like Mason was saying, the inside really is a big departure for the Lexus brand as well. So let's go ahead and hop inside. First, I'll show you the key fob. it appears that it will keep the kind of classic Lexus key fob. Of course, you have a smart entry system, as you would expect. But as you look at the door handle here, you'll notice that this is quite a bit different. This is a kind of a flat door handle with your sensor integrated underneath here. So you just pinch that, and that's going to open up the door right away. Now, take a look inside of this interior. Wow, it's definitely going in a new direction for the Lexus brand. Certainly has a really cool look to it, and also kind of a more minimalistic appearance than what they've been doing recently. Let's start with the seats though, as always. So as you can see, we've got a beautiful seat design, perforated leather running all throughout, nice stitching details. Of course, we expect there to be a lot of colors available. The seats themselves are going to have, looks to be about 14 ways of power adjustment and a power thigh extension, so that's super nice. Obviously, this is a prototype vehicle, so I do want to just point that out straight from the start. There are certain things that could change, but let's go ahead and climb on inside. So as I hop in here and close up the door, let's take a look, first of all, at the overall cabin material. So there's some really cool stuff going on here. First of all, as you were kind of looking at it with the door trim, let me open it up here so I can get it lit up again. What we have going on here through the center section is a bamboo trim. But what they've actually done is put lights actually through the different grains of the bamboo. So it really is a super cool look when it's all lit up. Feels nice and luxurious as well. Now, of course, you've got the signature leather through there. The upper dashboard is finished in a soft touch plastic. We have looks like an aluminum trim. That's going to be the center piece through here. And then we've got this band, which has some touch-sensitive controls, including memory seats on both the driver and passenger side. Down here on our lower part, we've got some beautiful bamboo accenting through here and some more leather material along the console. Even in this prototype, everything feels very solid and well put together. Now, let's get into some individual details of this interior. On this prototype, I can't start it up and show off the displays themselves, like in terms of software, but you can go ahead and see that the shape itself is very unique on this. So, kind of opposed to the traditional Lexus style where you've got the 12.3-inch display that's squared off and recessed in, this one here is actually floating out. It's a very futuristic look. I've never seen a gauge cluster with this kind of trapezoidal shape. I really quite like it. And then, of course, you also have a head-up display up top as well, and I'm sure this can be fully reconfigured. We got rain-sensing wipers on board, and then as we move back to the steering wheel, a brand new steering wheel for the Lexus brand. This time you just have Lexus spelled out right there across the middle. You have a nice leather covering on the outside edge. The wheel itself is power, tilt, and telescoping. And I'm just noticing all these buttons are different from other Lexus products, including with our cruise control settings and all different types of things, but nice physical controls as well, so it should make it nice and easy to use. Now, let's take a look at interior storage. Opening up our center console. Oh wow, that's actually quite big. Nice felt lining inside of this as well. Obviously, we don't have our donuts with us today, but it does open up on both sides there. As I slide that back, we've got our two cup holders, and then as we move forward, we actually have two side-by-side wireless phone charging pads and additional USB connections up there above that. And then we've got a nice center pass-through as well. So this is really a very well-packaged sedan, certainly giving you big space improvements over the current generation of the ES. One of the ways they are doing that is giving you a small and compact electronic shifter. This is kind of the nub style we've seen become popular across the auto industry recently. And of course, you will have availability of a 360 camera and things like that, along with your electronic parking brake located right there behind it. Now, as we continue our tour up above, you'll notice, as I was talking about earlier, you've got this piece of trim that runs through the center section. This actually is going to have embedded in it some of the core controls of the vehicle, including our climate controls. So what you'll be able to do is just tap up and down on this, and this will adjust your temperature up and down. Additional functions are going to be inside of the display itself. Now, before we get into the display, I do want to mention, of course, you have a volume knob, which is really nice to see on a modern vehicle. And of course, you have a Mark Levinson sound system. So this, we don't have the exact speaker count on it, but it should be a pretty phenomenal setup. As you can see, it does have illuminated speaker grills, which is really quite nice as well. And then, as far as the main display here, this is a large 14-inch touchscreen. So this is going to be quite close to the driver here and easy to engage with. Like I was saying, some of your climate functions will be inside of this display. But what's most important about this display is the fact this will be using a new Lexus infotainment software. So this is going to give you some additional functions versus what they have previously had out, including a home button, which is always on the display. Up top, we have an auto-dimming mirror. This is also a digital camera rear view mirror, and you have HomeLink universal remotes built in. And then lastly here, we have underneath of this power sunshade, a slightly larger than normal size sunroof.
But let's go ahead and check out the rear seat area in this all-new Lexus ES. And I have to say, this is my first impression of it. Of course, this is a very early review, and wow is all I gotta say. There is a ton of space and also a lot of comfort back here. So let's go ahead and dive into those features. Now, we don't have official legroom or headroom figures from Lexus yet. However, the previous generation ES was sitting at around 39 inches of legroom. Due to the fact of this being quite a bit longer when it comes to its overall vehicle length, I'd say they've increased the rear space by a significant portion. That's also one of the reasons why we bring along the official Car Confections ruler for our reviews, because this seat is adjusted to Drew, who is 5'8". I'm 5'9" for reference, and oh my goodness, we are sitting at 12 plus probably 13 inches of additional knee room. That is fantastic leg room. Really, it's going to be, sitting close to some of those maybe even flagship models. My feet can easily slide up underneath of the seat as well, and these seats I find to be incredibly comfortable back here. If I fold down the center armrest, I will have a trunk pass-through in the back. And then as far as features are concerned, we have another little storage area. It's actually quite deep. Some more bamboo trim. And looking at this, it looks like it maybe could be a wireless phone charging pad on some of the other examples. I don't think it is on this one, though. And then in the end, we do have two pop-out cup holders. Now, as far as features are concerned, here in the center section, we have our rear vents. Also, I like the illumination that they've done, the bamboo wood trim, two USB-C ports as well. And then this model is not equipped with it, and that's because it's only available on a specific version of the Lexus ES, but you can actually get an executive rear seating package that will include seat heating, ventilation, massaging here in the back, so a really, truly executive-style rear seat will be available on specific combinations. Now, at the door trim, we do have rear window sunshades, the same nice materials and ambient lighting going throughout. Really just a lovely rear seat area. Now, walking up to the cargo area, I would love to open this up and show you, but like we've said a couple times at this point in the review, this is a very early look at the Lexus ES, so not everything is functioning properly. I believe the power trunk is having a little bit of a glitch right now, so you would have a power trunk, and as far as the space is concerned, we do expect that to increase. The previous generation was sitting at around 13.9 cubic feet. I expect this to be even larger, given the bigger size of this vehicle.
So as you can see, we're in a different environment. That's because of the extremely limited time we had with the ES. We kind of ran out of time, and we are here in a park now to tell you about the powertrain specifications. Obviously very important for this vehicle because it is available in both hybrid and electric, as I mentioned earlier. So 350h is going to be your standard configuration now. There's no more V6 offered on this model. That's going to be a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, making 243 horsepower. It's available in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Now, we get to the electric options. So you've got a 300e and a 500e. The 350e is going to be front-wheel drive only. It's going to make 220 horsepower. That's going to be your longest range option. You can get dual-motor all-wheel drive. That is going to give you 338 horsepower. Obviously, that's going to have less range from that 350e. What are those range numbers, you might ask? The 350e is 300 miles, according to Lexus, and the 500e is 250 miles of range. And for fuel economy of the hybrid version, we don't have any official rating just yet. Of course, the existing one is looking at about 44 to 51 mpg, depending on the trim level. So we would expect it to fall right in that same range. So this model does have a new multi-link rear suspension and McPherson struts up in the front. Lexus also says that they really were focused on comfort with this model. So it's going to be the same old ES that you're used to when it comes to comfort. They're promising that much at least. And then the last little odd thing I want to mention is just that this does have NACS charging if you choose one of the electric models.
And now let's go ahead and discuss pricing as well. So once again, we do not have official numbers from Lexus. However, this is a Car Confections review after all, so we're going to give an estimate. But keep in mind, none of these numbers are official from the Lexus brand. So the current model starts at around $43,000 for the ES250 model and goes to about $45,000 as a starting point. Now, this model I do expect to increase in price quite a bit due to its bigger size, as well as nicer luxury amenities in the front. I think they're kind of moving the ES a little further upscale. I would expect around a $48,000 to $50,000 base price, and then with the 500e, maybe like what we're looking at today with the electrification, maybe a $65,000 price or so. So those are just estimates from us. Not official numbers from Lexus, but just to give you a little bit of a reference point if you're looking to buy one. And by the way, if you are looking to buy one, we'd encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes to get the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information to get you that best deal. And we even have a monthly payment tool if you'd like to check that out. You can find it in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. And by the way, if you are looking to buy one, Lexus says this will be on sale next year. They, did not provide specifics as to when it will go on sale next year, but we'll have to wait a little bit longer if you're looking to buy one of these. Thanks, guys, so much for joining us on this first look review of the all-new 2026 Lexus ES. If you enjoyed watching this video or found it helpful in your purchasing decisions, which we hope you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to get the latest car reviews such as this, and you're also going to be a part of our Car Confections family. You won't want to miss out. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.